to Alicia Keeping the Real TV podcast. I'm your girl, Alicia. Now listen, this right here, this is a safe space. A place where you can come kick back, breathe for a second, and just be real. We're talking about life, relationships, growth, struggles, wins, and yeah, we getting into a little tea too. Because you already know I'm going to speak on it. But more than anything, this is about connection. Real conversations, real feelings, and real truth. Even when it's uncomfortable. No perfect images over here, no pretending, just me and you. Keeping it all the way real. So go ahead and get comfortable, grab you something to sip on, and let's talk about it.
Imagine going on a birthday trip with your sister. Sun, drinks, music, a night you'll never forget. But what if the same night was the last night of your life? 29-year-old Denisha Delancy boarded a plane from Miami, ready to celebrate, laugh, and make memories. Instead, she ended up caught in a deadly ambush in a foreign country, sitting next to a man she had just met hours earlier. And what investigators uncovered next was far more dangerous than anyone expected. This is the story of Denisha Delancy. Denisha Delancy was full of life. She was the type of person people gravitated toward. Fun, vibrant, always ready for a good time. Family meant everything to her, and when it came to celebrate her sister's birthday, she didn't hesitate. The destination, St. Martin, a Caribbean paradise known for its beaches, nightlife, and luxury vibes. For Denisha, this trip wasn't just a getaway. It was a moment to relax, to bond, to live. She traveled with her sister and close friend. 3 women excited for sun-filled days and unforgettable nights. At first, everything was exactly how they imagined, until one night, everything changed. On the night of March 1st, 2026, the group decided to go out. They headed to a popular nightclub, one of those places where the music is loud, the drinks are flowing, and strangers quickly become familiar faces. That's where they met him, a man named Quincy Damon Sylvester. He wasn't just any tourist. He was known locally, a businessman, someone who seemed confident, connected, and comfortable in that environment. At first, nothing seemed off. They talked, they laughed, they drank. To Denisha and her friends, this was just a part of the vacation experience, meeting people, enjoying the moment. But sometimes the people you meet on vacation aren't who they seem. As the night came to an end, the group prepared to leave. Denisha's sister and their friend decided to head back to the Airbnb. But Denisha made a different decision. She chose to stay behind with Quincy. Now let's pause here, because this one decision would unknowingly place her directly in danger. To her, it probably felt harmless, a continuation of a fun night, a chance to enjoy the trip a little longer. But what she didn't know was that Quincy Sylvester was already being watched, tracked, and targeted. In the early hours of March 2nd, police were called to what appeared to be a car accident. But when they arrived, something wasn't right. Inside the vehicle, 2 people sat motionless. Denisha Delancy and Quincy Sylvester both were dead. But this wasn't a crash. It quickly became clear this was a targeted shooting, an execution. Investigators found evidence that the vehicle had been ambushed. Gunfire precision, no signs of randomness. This wasn't a robbery. This wasn't a mistake. This was planned. As investigators dug deeper, a disturbing truth began to unfold. Quincy Sylvester was the intended target. Reports suggested he had connections to criminal activity, possibly tied to organized networks on the island. Authorities reviewed surveillance footage, and what they saw was chilling. Suspects had been following him, watching his movements, waiting for the right moment to strike. And when that moment came, they didn't hesitate. But Denisha, she was never supposed to be there. She wasn't part of that world. She wasn't involved in anything criminal. She was simply in the wrong place at the wrong time. Police quickly launched an investigation. At least one suspect was arrested shortly after the shooting. but authorities believe multiple people were involved. Some suspects are still out there, still unidentified, still on the run. The case exposed something deeper, a level of organized violence that tourists rarely see until it's too late. And for Denisha's family, none of this brought comfort, because no matter how many arrests are made, it won't bring her back. Denisha Delancy's body was returned home to Miami. A trip that was supposed to end with laughter and memories ended in grief. Her family was left with questions, pain, and the haunting reality that her life was taken in a place she went to enjoy herself. Her story is now a warning, not just about travel, but about trust, because sometimes danger doesn't look dangerous. Sometimes it smiles, laughs, and buys you a drink. If there's one thing to take away from this story, is this: be careful who you trust. Be aware of your surroundings and never forget one decision can change everything. Rest in peace to Denisha Delancy. If you want more real stories like this, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to Alicia Keeping It Real TV.
I'm on my way to see my sister, so I thought now would be the perfect time to get on here and say something, because there is just too much victim blaming going on. No matter how y'all try to spin a story, no matter if y'all blaming me, y'all blaming her, whatever, it does not fucking matter. Y'all don't know me and y'all don't know her. And I'm trying to get on here and not curse as much, but y'all really got us fucked up. It doesn't matter however y'all feel, what coulda, shoulda, whatever. It doesn't matter. An innocent life was taken, and that fucking island don't want to do shit about it because they're trying to save face for their tourists. It doesn't fucking matter. We want justice, because y'all have an active fucking gang war going on over there between St. Martin and Trinidad. Y'all don't want people to fucking know about it. So all the victim blaming needs to stop, because no matter what, we want fucking justice. And I don't even get on here and do shit like this, but y'all got my sister fucked up. And again, I'm trying not to curse, but stop. All we want is justice. For one, I'm not giving y'all the story time, but for one, them fucking people lied to us when we first got there. They told us that it was a car accident. Whole time they fucking knew my sister had got shot. They tried to make it seem like, oh, it was just an accident, whatever. If it was not for our driver, we would not know shit. We learned more from the locals than we did from the police. And still to this day, they're trying to keep us out the loop. They don't want to tell us shit. It was not until this story or whatever got some traction that they wanted to update their news site, call her mom, say, oh, we have this person in custody or whatever. But before that, it was fucking crickets from them. They were so nasty to us. When they told me and my girlfriend, they were so nasty. They had no sympathy, no nothing, no empathy, no nothing. They tell us the news, oh, she's been in an accident, and we, reacting, crying, whatever. And they're looking at us like we're fucking crazy, like, okay, y'all can't sit in here and do this. Y'all got to get the fuck out of my office. That's literally how they treated us, and that's how we felt. We was asking for answers for days. It was not until I went back the next day and asked them, was she shot? Because the fucking driver, our private driver, told us that. He told us everything. Everything. We already knew before we got there what was up, but they did not want to tell us nothing. They wanted to lie and say it was a car accident to save fucking face for those tourists. Because they did not want it to get out that an American innocent female had been murdered. All we want is justice for my sister. I don't give a fuck how y'all feel. I don't give a fuck how y'all want to turn a narrative on her and say that she could have did this, should have did this. It doesn't fucking matter. She was innocent and did not deserve that shit. Justice for Denisha.